Today I'm going to show you how to wash dishes when you only have a few dishes in the sink. A small sink full of dishes right here. All right, so only have a few things. I'm going to show you an efficient way of getting this done and maybe help you out in your process of cleaning your kitchen and washing dishes when you don't have a lot. So like what I generally like to do is I always rinse my dishes with hot water. You know, if there's anything inside of the cups, I just go ahead and pour it out. You know, that way you start the rinsing process. And then I generally like to put like my forks inside of a glass or something in order to just keep them in one area and perhaps soak. So I'm going to use this cup right here to soak the dishes right here. And this one over here, I'm going to soak with hot water. And that what that does, it typically loosens up the fat, grease, whatever's on the dishes, so it comes off easily. All right, so I'm going to rinse this one right here. And the next thing I'll do is I go ahead and get my sponge, okay? I have a clean sponge. Make sure I rinse it well. And then I add detergent directly through here to this. And so I have Dawn dish detergent, which I have inside of this jar. And I just put some on here. And then I go like that. Just rub it together like that, okay? And so like right now, I have water inside of all of the dishes soaking. I'll just go ahead and turn off the water to save energy. All right, so I have this cup. And generally, if I have a pot or a large cup, this will be the first thing that I wash. And I'll explain to you why. But first, I'm going to go ahead and get inside of this cup. Maybe add a little bit more water to it so I have assist with the washing. So you can turn on the water a little bit, maybe to a pencil stream right there. And I'll just go ahead and wash on the inside of the cup. Make sure you get around the rim of the cup right here, outside, and then the bottom. And so I do this right here, and I just leave the soap in here. I don't rinse it right away. I just place it down here, and it's still soaking, and perhaps the soap is interacting with the fat in there to break it up so it can rinse off easily. So I have that cup there. And then I'm going to go ahead and just do this cup while I'm at it. Remember, get inside of the cup first. Get the entire bottom side of the cup, and then the interior walls, and then get around the mouth part of it, then the body of it, then the bottom, and set that to the side. And so now I have this glass right here with the forks and everything in it. Now be careful because some glasses can break if you put the metal in there and they hit it wrong. So be careful about when doing this. I would suggest if you have a pot or a plastic cup to put the forks and stuff in there to let them soak, okay? If you're not careful, it can break. So this method works for me. It may not work for you because your glasses may be different. And so next, I go ahead and wash the utensils. And this right here is a steak knife. And so I'm careful with this. I have the blade away from me. I get that part. And then last, wipe the handle. And again, I'll leave the soap on there. And what is happening is it is still interacting with any of the oil that's on there. See how I did the spoon? I have a spoon. Get this part first. The neck. And then the handle. This right here is a measuring spoon. Get that. And then here's one more glass. I'm just going to go ahead and put water, or do the bottom of this right here. Get the rim, the body, voila. And again, I'm setting this to the side. I'd also recommend using gloves. That way you can protect your hands, just in case you don't like dry hands, from the soap, because you could leave your hands very dry. And so notice what I did with the plate. I go ahead and I just go like this. Now, if there's some sort of crud or something stuck on, either on the glasses or the spoons, the sponge right here has a rough Brillo type side. And you just take that and just do circular motions, just like this, around enabling it to get the crud that's been stuck on there off, okay? Now, these plates were soaking in the water, so it should loosen it up some, so it should come off easily, but it's not always a promise. So get the bottom part of it, and also get right here on the beneath the plate. So I have one more plate to do, and then we'll get to the rinsing action. Okay, so I'm taking this, brush the soft side, but if there's crud, take the Brillo side, go like that. Get the back side of it. And then even after I use the Brillo side, I take the soft side and I still go over the plate. Okay, so I did that, and now I have everything inside of the sink. Now I have to prepare to rinse them, okay? So some people will dry their dishes with a towel. Some people will put it in a rack. I'm actually going to put it in a rack for this. Racks on racks on racks, okay? So now that I have this, what I typically do is I find the cup where the spoons and forks are inside of, and then I go ahead and turn the water on. And this gets the rinsing action going right away. You see this? The rinsing action is going right away. It's not ready to be fully rinsed right here, but it's just piling up. And while this is running, I'm just going to go ahead and rinse my other dishes. So I have a cup right here. And when I'm not having the cup over this cup right here, there's more water coming in there, rinsing it. All right, and so I have a glass full of water right here, rinse water. I have another cup right here. Just go ahead and start the process with that one. Just pour it in. And this method right here actually saves water. Gets the rinsing action going, so pour that other glass. So this is rinse all the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to simply place this on the rack. You know, get that going right there on the rack. And I'm going to be doing that with all of these dishes. I'm going to show you how I do plates in a second. So I have this other glass. Go ahead and get this started with this plate. Go ahead and start the rinsing process. Let's go ahead and fill this up again. Get water going on right there. Just pour it on the plate. Then we're going to get the plates. Go ahead and rinse that, both sides. Pour it and get all of the soap off of it because you don't want to be eating soap, okay? So go ahead and get this, place it in the drying rack. Get this last plate. If you're wondering that this is not dirt or food, this is something that came with the plate, that dot right there. So actually, this is clean. Then I'm going to take the forks. Get all of these right here. And they've been rinsed so much already, I just have to do a light rinse of these. And then go ahead and place these into the dryer. And always make sure I put forks and knives face down because I don't want to injure myself reaching for it. So I'm going to take this glass, pour it out. It's already been rinsed out, so a light rinse on the inside. Make sure you get the rim of it, the bottom of the glass, place it in place. And then you have the sponge and the sink. And so what I generally do, there's still soap left in the sponge. So I go ahead and I wash the sink down. I take the Brillo side and I just go against the walls like that. See that? Make sure you get the bottom of the sink. Like that. And then I rinse out, important to rinse out the sponge, okay? Rinse out the sponge and make sure you get any excess water out of it. And this will actually help your sponge last longer than it would had you let it soak up. So I've rinsed out the soap and the water. I'm just going to put it back into place to where it dries. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this, and if you have a spray setting on your faucet, you can go ahead and tap that. And what I do is I just go ahead and rinse the walls of the sink, just like that. And look how clean the sink looks. And then get the bottom of the sink right here. And then put it back into place. Still turn this on, and then I'm going to run the garbage disposal. All right, so have that. There's no food in there, so it's actually sounds pretty nice. Doesn't sound like there's anything clunking around in there. And so after that's all done, I go ahead and turn off the disposal. It's a quiet disposal. Then I rinse my hands, get all that soap off. You might want to turn it to like warm water or cold water. And then going to go ahead and turn off the water. And so if you want to, some people take a towel and dry the sink. I'm not that fancy, so I'm just going to turn it off. And that is how you wash a small sink full of dishes. I hope this video was helpful. Thanks a lot for watching, and washing.